Hello and welcome to Deck Builders Toledo, where we talk all things outdoor living. Today we're answering a question almost every homeowner has at the very beginning. How big should your deck really be so it works for everyday life, not just for photos? When we meet with homeowners, the first answers we hear are usually numbers. 10 by 12, 12 by 16, maybe something larger. But the better question is not the size on paper. It's what do you want to do out here and how many people need to fit comfortably. If you start with real activities instead of random measurements, the right size becomes a lot clearer. Think about how you use your home now. Do you picture a small seating area right outside the back door, just enough for 2 chairs and a table? Or do you want space for a full dining table, a grill zone, maybe even a future outdoor kitchen or pergola? A basic bistro set might only need a tight corner, while a full table for 6 or 8 needs more room to pull chairs back and walk around without squeezing. A good rule of thumb is to plan space in zones. One zone for sitting and talking, one zone for cooking, and clear walkways that connect the door, stairs, and yard. You never want people stepping around the grill to get to the stairs or squeezing between railings and chairs. That means leaving clear paths about 3 feet wide for walking and enough area around tables and lounges so they don't feel jammed up against the rail. The shape of your yard and the placement of your doors also matter. A sliding door or French door often works best when the deck gives you a landing zone right outside the opening, so you're not stepping straight into furniture. From there, we can widen the deck where you plan to sit or eat, or even bump it out around a corner if your backyard allows. In tight yards, we often recommend a longer, narrower deck that follows the house instead of a big rectangle that overwhelms the space. Materials come into play too. With traditional wood framing and decking, span limits and joist layout affect how wide certain sections can be without extra beams or posts. When you use composite decking like boards from Trex, you still use a wood or steel frame, but the surface itself can handle traffic with less ongoing maintenance. That can make a medium-sized deck feel like less work over the years, especially here in Ohio weather. Another thing to think about is the future. Maybe right now you just want a simple deck, but you like the idea of a pergola, covered area, or even a sunroom addition later on. In that case, we'll often size and shape the deck so it can tie into those upgrades without tearing everything out. That can mean leaving room for a support beam, planning where posts could land, or keeping part of the deck open for a future roof or screened section. We also look at how the deck will connect to your yard. If your yard slopes, a deck that is too deep might require extra steps down to the grass, which can make it feel disconnected. Sometimes a slightly smaller upper deck paired with a ground-level patio is a better balance. Other times, extending the deck a bit more is worth it to get that perfect grilling or seating spot with a view of the yard. All of this is why we rarely recommend choosing a size before you've talked through how you live and how your home is laid out. A well-sized deck should feel natural when you walk out the door. You shouldn't be dodging furniture, and you also shouldn't feel like you're standing in the middle of a huge empty platform with no clear purpose. The right size gives every square foot a job. If you're listening and thinking about a deck for your own home, start with a simple sketch. Draw your back wall, mark the door, and roughly draw where you'd put a table, a grill, or a couple of chairs. Then look at how you would walk from the door to the stairs, or from the grill to the table. That quick exercise will tell you a lot about whether you need to go a little wider, a little deeper, or possibly break things into separate zones. If you're feeling stuck, that's where a deck builder who works in your area every day can help. We look at your house, your yard, and your wish list, then recommend a footprint that fits your family, not just a standard plan. Here in Toledo, we also keep an eye on weather, snow loads, and how the deck will feel in full summer sun or shade. You can reach our team at 4199-574-4799 or visit toughdeckbuilderstoledo.com to learn more about our deck construction services and how we size decks for long-term comfort and durability. Whether you're starting with a small landing or dreaming about a full outdoor living space, we're here to help you think it through before you build. Thanks for listening to Deck Builders Toledo. If you're planning a new deck or thinking about upgrading an old one, keep this simple idea in mind. Start with how you live, then let the size follow. We'll see you in the next episode.